Get connected here. Let's get into focus. Ooh, I like that. Okay. All right. Happy Friday. Welcome to, I guess, what is this? Episode 4, right? Episode 4 of Spilling the Tea. How to cultivate a growth mindset by living and start living your best life, right? So the reason that I wanted to start doing these lives is because I wanted to bring, number one, awareness and amazing stories to you guys. So transformation stories. And in my journey in the last 6 years, I've met some pretty incredible women on this journey who have also started this journey of not just weight loss, not just fitness, but overall wellness, their self-love journeys, transformation, life transformations. And so in being a part of this community, I've met just some amazing, incredible women. And so I know that over the years, you guys have gotten to know me very well, or I share my story, but I wanted these women to come on, give them the space to share their story, because I know how incredibly impactful it's been for them to share in our community, but now bringing it to, I guess, this platform and just having you hear their incredible journeys. And as they have grown through all of this, the learning lessons that they've had, and maybe it's something that you can apply in your own life. I know in the last 3 lives that I've done with the coaches and friends that I brought on, they've really given a lot of insight as to what is going on while in transformation, not just focusing on the physical. Because I think when we start a weight loss journey, we think, well, I'm in it to lose weight. And then we don't realize that there's just so much more going on under the surface that we need to heal from, and that we need to work on in order to have the permanent physical transformation. So I'm really excited to bring on my amazing friend. I met her, I think it's been almost a year. I want to say a little bit over a year ago. And what's really crazy, guys, and why this is so important and so powerful, the importance of connection, of online, being able to build relationships online with people that you wouldn't necessarily have met in your own life, that you wouldn't have been able to meet in person on your day-to-day life things. So we actually met about a year ago, and she came into this community as someone online. Like she came on doing an online challenge, joining not just the business but this incredible community. And I'm just so grateful for what this community has what we've been able to do with this community and the growth, because if it wasn't for that, I probably would have never met this amazing woman. So I will let her share her story. I want to bring her on. Her name is Jessica. She is an amazing mama of 2. She's a wife, she's a boss, and just an incredible human being. So I want to bring her on and have her share her story, have her share some amazing tips. There you are. Yay, it worked. Okay, let me back this up because I know it's good. Okay. So number one, I love that you've got your Halloween set up in the back. I should just stand up and do it on the chimney as well, because that's where I have some of my stuff out. But welcome, Jess. Thank you for joining me. I want to just give you the reins and have you share your story. And then however you want to do it, within your story, you want to give your 3 tips, or at the end. So maybe just start with your story and we'll go there. I'm gonna pull out my notebook because I like to take notes as you guys share your stories, because there's maybe something that you say that stands out to me that we can maybe talk about. So go ahead, go for it.
Hi guys, hi friend. Thanks for having me on here. First of all, I'm just so excited to be here. I never knew that I wanted to share my story with so many people, but it's just one of the things that has been brought out of me. I never knew it, guys. I never knew it until joining this community really just opened so much opportunity for me. So with that being said, happy Friday. Happy almost Halloween. My name is Jessica, like Cindy said. We met about a year ago. Yeah, like pretty much exactly a year ago. I am a work from home mama and a mommy of two. I have a 10-year-old and a 4-year-old. They're so cute and bratty and all of that good stuff. But I just actually finished my third pregnancy. Well, not just, but 6 months ago. So kind of just. Um, I did a surrogacy journey for a family in China. So crazy, but that was my last pregnancy, you guys. I'm good to go with that. It's time for me now. um, but I joined Herbalife a year ago. So last year I was looking to be at like prime health before going into my surrogacy journey because I knew that, I was older than I was when I had my first two. I knew that it would be a higher risk because I would have to have a C-section. So in knowing all that, I was like, you know what, I don't feel that healthy. I don't have that much energy. I'm kind of like dragging over here. Like I should try and get as healthy as possible before having somebody else's baby. So with that, I did. I've done diets my whole life. Like, oh, I'm going to try the keto diet, lasted a week. I'm going to try this, it didn't work. I'm going to try this. Ugh, it made me feel gross. All those things, right? So I saw my mother-in-law taking Herbalife for years. Never thought anything of it. Then I started seeing, my friends on Instagram posting their stuff. And I was like, dang, that looks bomb. Like, maybe I should try it. Why not? Right? Because I have tons of empty, like half empty containers from previous diets and all of the fads, right? So I was like, well, I'm going to try this too. So tried it, started feeling more energy, like, good, like just not blah anymore. Like, ooh, I have energy. Like, I do want to get my workouts in more. I do want to drink more water. And the freaking product tastes amazing. So there's that, right? It didn't taste gross. Like it was all the opposites of these things that I had tried and it was working for me, right? I felt great. A few months in, my surrogacy journey took off. I was pregnant. And then my friend approached me about the business. So I was like, dang, and I can, make money changing lives. Awesome. I'm down to listen. Anyway, fast forward, loved it. Totally. When I met with the community, that's when I was like, wow, like these people really see something in me that I don't see in myself, And like I said, I wasn't looking for the opportunity like that. I opened my mind and I was like, I'm going to listen to what they have to say, and it just clicked for me. Was in love with the community. The women are badasses. So I was like, shit, I better surround myself with badass women because I'm not trying to lose myself, as I age, right? So for me, that's a thing. So I'm like, okay, I gotta look good, feel good, act good, be better, be better than I was. I'm my own competition, right? Um, so that is pretty much what leads me here today. Um, I'm I'm so proud to be a part of this community of like-minded women. A little bit about my story is that I lost my mom very young. I mean, too young, right? But I was 14 when I lost my mom. And my life as I knew it took a turn for Partyville. Um, I totally lost. I grew up in church. I had a great foundation. My parents were together my whole life and loved each other. But losing my mom totally shifted this life that I knew, right? As this perfect life growing up. Um, Basically, I started partying at the age of 16. I was pretty just on my own. Like my dad had some guilt of his own that he had to deal with and sort through, and kind of just with that guilt let me wild out. So unfortunately, I did. I had too much freedom and I took advantage of it. Um, But that was years, guys, of just feeling unhealthy, feeling gross, waking up hungover, not remembering, the stupid things I did the night before. Not somebody that I am proud of today, not somebody I would be proud of if that was my daughter. Um, I can see this all now, clear, so much clearer. But meanwhile, my life kind of just went like that. I worked full time, I got by. So in my mind, I was like, oh, I'm doing the deal, like I'm doing it. But I really wasn't, guys. Like I was so a mess. Like never would I ever want that for any girl or woman in my life. So kind of fast forward, when I was 24, I had my daughter. My husband and I got married when I was 23, and then a year later, we had our daughter. And that's when my life took a whole nother turn for the better. So she saved me for sure. My daughter saved me from a dark, scary, unhappy, unhealthy place, like this, right? So I loved who I was as a mother. Like I was like, wow, this is, I always knew I wanted to be a mom, but having my daughter, and I don't know, something about a girl coming into your life, this little girl that's gonna look up to you. Ooh, and this is the part, you guys, this is the part that is everything for me, because I'm so glad that my daughter has this Jessica as a mom, instead of that crazy wild girl that I was, right? Because I had an amazing mom, and my mom taught me how to hustle and be a great mom and have fun with us, and, pick us up from school and make dinner. And, meanwhile, she had been working 8 hours a day, but still had a smile on her face, still did, just was like always the light of the house. So naturally, sorry guys,
Okay, don't apologize. Don't
there's some
apologize.
things, it just sometimes it comes out. Not a lot, not often,
And it's
but
okay. And it's okay. And never apologize for your emotions,
yeah,
because like I know this about you. I know that you lost your mother when you were young. And like I shared with you, it's like if you're comfortable. And it's so crazy how it was in alignment. You're making me cry. It's so in alignment because when I asked you, I was like, I hope she's okay with sharing that, because it's such a powerful story. And I told you that I have nieces that are your age, that were your age when you lost your mother, that have lost their mother. So
right,
to be able, like, it's important to share those stories because it's beautiful insight on what can happen, what goes on. So I
yeah,
like I was hoping that you would share that because it's so powerful. And the idea of, because this is what happens, and this is why sharing these powerful stories is important, is that people fall into victimhood of circumstance, right? And so you could have been that old Jessica forever. You could have lived your life and then carried that generational just like angst and sadness and anger and frustration of what happened to you into your
right,
motherhood. And you
right,
didn't. And you didn't. And so many people, things happen in life and they carry that with them, and they don't realize that if they don't heal from that, they bring that into their lives of their children. Their
right,
children are now affected by those hurts, by that trauma. And
yeah,
so it's so beautiful for you to be able to have that awareness and see yourself now as this incredible mom, because you're like super mom. And where did you learn that? You learned that from your mother.
yeah,
And I think growing up, maybe you felt, I mean, I can't speak for you, but I can imagine that you felt robbed. You felt robbed of experiences, that the years that you could have had, the experiences you could have had with your mother.
right,
But now,
yeah,
coming
till
full
this,
circle,
yeah,
you are the mother that you had. You become the mother that you've had. You get to now show up in that way, in the way that your mother taught you to show up. And
Yeah.
I know that she's watching over you and she's like, oh my gosh, you're amazing. You are amazing. And it's important that you share that because there's so many people that could have gone the other way.
Yeah.
They could have kept being that old Jessica and blamed life circumstances on their behavior. And not to say you did, but I've been there. You know, we've all been there. And the woe is me. You're not
Yeah.
in that space anymore. And that's so amazing. It's so
Yeah.
amazing.
I'm so blessed to be in this space, you know, like I think we had a conversation or like I don't know, there was something and I think it was between you and I and it was like being grateful that we have that grateful mentality and that grateful heart. Like I'm grateful for being grateful. If that makes any sense, right? So you're right. I mean, I want to keep the trend going of, you know, this happy, beautiful, hardworking, badass mom that I know I had. I want that for Violet, you know, for my daughter. So I want her to look at me and be like, wow, my mom's a badass. My mom's fun. You know, my mom is loving and she makes sure that we're always okay, you know? So, here we go again, man. I'm just like, what did I eat?
And it's so beautiful to see you in that space because I feel like although you came into this community with your daughter was already older, right? Not necessarily like someone like Frida, but you already had that. It was almost like you were meant to be a part of this community because you already kind of a little bit had that awareness like, no, I have to be that good role model. I have to be that example for her. So what do you think that being a part of this community, what do you think has shifted within you in the way that you love yourself and how you show up for yourself? Because essentially, like you said, you want to be that good role model for your daughter. So how do
Yeah.
you think that what has shifted in you and how are you showing up for yourself that she now gets to see?
So, number one, I will say this. I know without a shadow of a doubt that my mom had her hand in bringing us together, right? Bringing me to this community of women. Like, I know it. I know it. I believe it true as I am here today. And I think what, you know, after meeting you guys, what really shifted is seeing, I don't know, it was being around like amazing women, right? That literally showed me that anything is possible, you know? To stay close to that sunshine, that light in your life, the people that are like minded to you, that want to elevate in life, that have grateful hearts, that are the example of, you know, hardworking women. They take care of their families. Um, Freaking just, you guys are badasses, right? So all of that was like, dang, they impacted my life. It's my turn to pass that on to as many people as I can. I'm so passionate to share the community with other women because yes, I came into it, you know, with, you know, trying to be my better self and healed in some areas of my life, you know, but there's always room to grow. I mean, every day we're growing, right? And I think for me, what it's reminded me to do is have a grateful heart for all the things I have as opposed to all the things I don't have, right? Because I could cry and be sad and, you know, for all the things I don't have, but instead I'm grateful for all the blessings I have till this day. So to be here in this mind space is like huge. It's, I mean, you know, this old me to now me is 1,000 times better. And that's all I'm competing with. That's my only competition and goal in life is to always be better than, you know, the day before, as hard as I can, you know? So yeah, I think, I mean, it's a trying to, you know, wrap it all up, but there's so much that I'm grateful for and just being surrounded by you guys really helps to ensure that I'm doing the personal development. Um, physically, working on myself too, because that helps us mentally. And then always staying plugged in, close to the sunshine, with our tea talks. Those set me up for a whole nother week, right? Like I get my fill of just that motivation, inspiration, and love, and just a safe place for us to really just kind of unload if we have heavy hearts.
I love that. So you mentioned personal development. I don't know what that is. Can you tell me? And what
I
is
know.
it that you do? How do you practice personal development? This would be for someone who's never heard the concept, although we talk about it all the time, right?
Yeah.
What does that mean to you?
So for me, what that looks like is in the morning, I make my tea and get the kids situated, pop in a AirPod and start listening to personal development audios. So there's a few greats that we love that we go to a lot. Jim Rohn is a huge one for me. ET is a freaking fire one for me. Light a fire under my ass, please. And then Mel Robbins is a great one for women. I love Mel Robbins. Mel Robbins? Yeah, that's her name,
Yeah,
right? Mel Robbins.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, wait, Tony
And there's
Robbins.
Tony Robbins too.
Tony Robbins. So just listening to a personal development audio, something that's gonna challenge you to become better, challenge you to look at yourself or your business or your family, your relationships a different way. So it really challenges you to look at those things, right? And then another thing for me is journaling. I try and I try every day. I don't always get to it every day, but when I do, I'm a better person for it. I have a gratitude journal. So, okay, okay.
You're good.
Um, but I write notes of things that are on my heart, maybe things that I'm praying about, or right. So that's kind of always been, but now I keep it in a journal, a much neater spot, and I write 3 things that I'm grateful for waking up, right? And they say that if you look for the miracles in every day, there's so many more blessings and things to be grateful for, right? So I'm always trying to write, those 3 things, and then anything else that's on my heart, like at that moment, anything maybe I want to pray about or manifest, I write it down. So for me, that's what I do. I keep it in my journal, and connecting to a group of like-minded individuals, and really sharing, expressing, working together, letting them share with you, and vice versa. So that for me is personal development.
I love that. Thank you. I'm writing this down as well. Um, and then I wanted to ask you, so how has working on yourself, doing this personal development, making time for yourself, the self-love journey really, right? How has that impacted motherhood for you? Or what has it brought out in you? How does it make you feel?
I'm a lot more aware of, those times where like the bad attitudes start coming on and I want to lose my shit. We can't. I mean, we have all these little tiny eyes on us. So, of course, there's days where I'm like, somebody help me. I'm a lot more aware to take those personal development tips and tricks and, methods and apply those things. So, kind of taking a few minutes to myself, chilling for a bit, getting my mind right, and then coming back to the situation, and really, I think it goes back to me wanting to be the best role model to my daughter. I And my son, of course, my son, you know, I want him to grow up knowing what a good wife looks like, a good mom looks like, a good, you know, everything. But for my daughter, especially, because one day I can only pray that she'll be a mom and she'll get to experience, and we'll get to experience it together, right? But I want her to always feel that closeness to me. Like you said, I did feel robbed when I was young. You know, I did feel robbed of that time and that love and that relationship with a mom, you know, to meet my daughter and all that. So just being the healthiest self I can be, to live a long ass life, to get to live life with my grandbabies, um, you know, to live mentally, emotionally, physically, the healthiest I can be is like just always at the forefront of my mind. To be here with my family, loving them, you know, happy times, you know, going on adventures. Like those are the things that I'm like just so excited about. And that's what motivates me to just keep going, you know? I know it's a
Yes.
lot. It's a lot.
No, I'm writing it down because obviously Frida is still, she's still little. She's very aware and very observant. However, I still have a few years where she is going to repeat everything that I say. She's already starting that though. She's already starting to repeat everything. So I cannot say bad words because, you know, she's learning language and sometimes it sounds like she said a bad word, but it's not. So I just have to be mindful of that. But it'll be a few years before she actually like really understands everything.
Yeah.
Right now, she just thinks like I don't even know what she thinks. I'm so excited to where she can talk and she can express what she thinks mommy
Right.
does. Like,
I know. You're going to
but
be blown
so I wanted to ask you, um, what knowing what you know today, okay, what would you say to 14-year-old Jessica? Knowing what you know today, what would you say?
That's hard. I would probably remind her not to lose hope. Um, and go back. I mean, I grew up very Christian, and so I always had that faith in my foundation. But for me, it's just knowing, or I would say to her, this is a big, huge, life-changing battle you're about to go through. Um, but the bigger the battle, the bigger the reward. And I would just tell her, you are going to get through it. And one day you're going to be a mom and have a husband that loves you. And you guys are going to build an amazing life together. And you're just going to shine. And hold on, girl, because it's going to be a wild, amazing ride.
I
That's what
love
I
that. Oh, I want to hug you.
would.
It's so beautiful to number one to know you and to just feel your passion and your strength. I am so inspired by you and just you would never know meeting you because your energy is so beautiful and light and just it's just out of this world. Your aura. I see your aura. And
You're
it's so crazy that for like, it was like, I think it was like almost a year that I didn't even meet you in person. And when
right.
I met you in person, I felt like I've known you all my life. Like,
I
it's
know.
just crazy. Like your energy
Thank
is so beautiful that you would never know that you had gone through something like that. And it's just, it's amazing and inspiring to see you now, the woman, this amazing woman that you are, you know, not knowing all of the things that you had to overcome. And I know you didn't share a lot, but it says a lot. Like
you.
people can only imagine the hardship that you endured, you know, being so young and having lost, being a girl and having lost your mother. But I
Yeah.
know that that is, you used that, you've used that maybe not even so much negative experience because I'm sure now you see it as a blessing in your life, because now you have that. That's why you have that gratitude, because you know that life is so short,
Right.
and
That that
we never know what will happen. And that's why you have that gratitude. It's, I find that people who have really lived things in life are more capable of understanding and practicing gratitude every day, because we know that life can be so different in a second. And so I know that your
that's
mom watches over you, and she's just so proud. And maybe I feel like I've met your mom through you because of how you show up, and you're just amazing, and I'm just so proud of you. Um so
that's a
three
huge
tips.
compliment. That's a huge compliment to me, Cindy, because anybody close, in our family or close to me would, and that knew her would tell you. I would hope the same thing because she was just amazing. She was always the light and the energy and the love in the room. So
Girl, that's you. That's you. That
thank
is
you.
you.
Oh,
That
my
is you.
mom's okay, this is crazy. Hi, Emily. So Blondie 55TET. That's my mom's old best friend. They used to be like high school besties. And I love you, Emily. Thanks for logging in. So
Oh.
she's always around. Yeah, she's so close to me. So
And
when I,
I'm sure she can attest to that, that you are your mother's image, right? And how you show up and just the beautiful light that you are.
thank
And
you.
it's just incredible to see you just show up the way that you do. You're just amazing. So three tips. So three tips you would give.
Okay, 3 tips. I'll keep it simple. Stay close to the sunshine. So finding a like-minded community of individuals, right? That are gonna push you to be your best self. Number 2, a grateful heart. So blessed for all you have instead of the things you don't have or what you don't have yet, right? Just continue to have that grateful heart and those miracles will show up. And then number 3, don't lose hope. So keep in your mind and know that the greater the battle, the bigger the reward. And one day you're going to look back and this will be a testament and to your story, right? It'll be part of your journey that shapes who you are. So those are my 3 tips.
That last one is so incredibly powerful, because as life is happening, as things happen, that's the first thing, that if you don't have hope, you have nothing.
Right.
That is like the beginning of the end for most people if you're not focusing on that. So I think all of those three are super important. Finding your community. And I'm just so grateful that it was not, like you said, it was not by chance. And it's never by chance. It's
Right.
never by chance that you find your people. It's
Uh,
destiny, I
divine,
feel.
they're called
Yeah.
divine.
So, grateful for your mom like guiding you to this community, because I feel like, yeah, like when I met the first time that I spoke with you was like on Zoom, and
Yeah.
I felt your energy, and I was like, yeah, it makes sense. It totally makes sense. It totally makes sense. And
Oh, I love you.
I love you so much. I'm so proud of you. I'm so inspired by you, and I'm so excited for you, because I know that there is so much greatness in store for you. And
Yeah.
I'm excited for you to continue to grow and elevate and take everything that was meant for you.
Yeah. I'm
Yes.
coming.
Yes. Yes. So thank you so much. I appreciate you
You.
so much.
I
And
love you, friend.
if you guys want to join us on a Saturday, so she's talked about Tea Talk. So Tea Talk is
Mhm.
basically kind of the same thing that we're doing here, except it's on Zoom, and it's the entire community connected on every Saturday, with the exception of the Saturdays that we have our Herbalife trainings. we have this incredible 9 a.m. empowerment call. And it's just a bunch of women who, like Jessica said, are working on ourselves, like-minded, just trying to be better, right? That's always the intention, is trying to work on ourselves, be a little bit better. So we get to connect on this call on Saturdays and hear incredible stories. We do have a book that we incorporate. However, I don't want you to stress out because I said read a book. You don't necessarily have to, because it's in this community that we get to share these incredible stories and connect and find a common thing that we're trying to either work on, to just to be better. And it's just amazing to be able to facilitate this for the women in our community. It's an open invitation if you want to be our free guest on a Saturday. So send us a message, send Jessica a DM, send me a DM, and let's connect, because it's just so powerful. And even if you're not a part of our ongoing challenges yet, the intention is to show you that these calls is specifically to show you that it's not just on this weight loss. Like, yeah, we do Herbalife, but it's not just about the weight loss challenge that we're doing. It's about changing your life. And if you want to have that permanent physical transformation, you gotta work on the inside. You gotta do the personal development, the inner workout is what we call it. You have to heal from the things that are holding you back. And no better way than to do it by connecting with other women and getting empowered and empowering yourself, most importantly, because self-love is the most important love that you can ever have. Because when you love yourself unconditionally, that means with all your flaws and everything, right? You can give the best to the people that you love. And that's why it's so important, especially as mothers, and Jessica shared this, is that when you take care of you, when you feel good, guess how you're going to show up for your babies and your partner and your family? You show up as your best self, and it starts with you. It starts with you. You can't pour from an empty cup. So fill your cup up. Join us on Saturdays. It's going to be amazing. And thank you so much, Jessica. Have a happy Friday and Halloween weekend. I can't wait to see all of your little ones' costumes, because I live for Halloween. So please do not forget to post your little kids' costumes, because that is like the best thing ever.
I know. Same here. I
All
love
right.
seeing them.
Happy Friday. Bye. Thank
Bye,
you.
bye, Cindy.
Bye.